I have fully resigned myself to being manga common with boobs. So what's on the table for today? Pokemon? Got it. Kill me and call me Skull Common. Wait, don't! Jeez, guys, I was kidding about the killing me part. Today I'm tackling TheGreatPikminZY789 and their commentary on Arizo's Who is the Best Hoe and Starter Pokemon. Pikmin is a commentator who does Let's Plays as well as other miscellaneous videos here and there. He has a decent following, at least CC-wise, and I have problems with his video.
This whole body of water is my hat.
Region. Trico, Mudkip, and Torchic all have their...
You have a lot of these text interjections, and aside from the ones that elaborate your point, these are very unnecessary. Your viewers don't come to the video for your personal anecdotes on Pokemon unless that's what the video is about, but this video is a commentary. They don't debunk their points. It's not even a joke! It's just random and adds nothing.
uses in battle, but which one is statistically the best choice to go with to beat the games?
Truth be told, all I went for the majority was Mudkip. That and presumably Trico at one point, but that was in the original Sapphire game. Go Mudkip!
The interjection about how you chose Mudkip most of the time is completely unnecessary, and I'll be skipping them from now on. There's no point to debunking the clip you played, nor is there really any joke to speak of. If there is, I didn't find it funny based on your delivery. So this could have been cut entirely.
This whole body of water is my hat.
Today we are going to be exploring the Hoenn region. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend.
Okay, seriously, this is already being a nitpick already. If anything, you should do that at the end of a video. But I don't really do that often anymore, so really, what's your point?
At least you admitted to nitpick. What's wrong with the promotion at the beginning of the video? There are no rules to where you need to put the promotion. Just because you prefer it at the end doesn't mean you should follow your format. Also, the point? To get feedback? To expand his audience? Or if you're asking what's the point of doing it now? Well, I'm not Arizo. I can infer he probably put it there so that's fresh in his viewers' mind so they can focus on if this content is something they like. Or I'm completely wrong and it's something else entirely. Take your pick. I personally picked Denver, Colorado.
On their team and the
Does it or does it not? You tell me. You're the one that watched the video before making this commentary. You did watch the video beforehand, right?
This whole body of water is my hat.
What? How?
Easy. Mudkip only helps with Roxanne, Watson, Flannery, and Tate and Liza. Other than that, he pretty much goes even with the rest of the gym leaders, with the exception of Wallace, who would give him some trouble.
From what I think, you guys just missed the gym leader right out of the freaking blue. Seeing as Swampert can an Ice Beam at any time, the only real problem that is going to be a problem in Winona's gym is a Pelipper and Skarmory. Other than that, a Swablu, Torpeus, and Altaria are going to go down pretty easy with that Ice Beam. Just saying.
You mentioned the Emerald Tutor to help with the gym leaders, but the problem with that is that the tutors you speak of are only at the battle frontier, and that is a post-game only activity. Speaking of, in order to trade with Fire Red and Leaf Green, the Gen 1 remakes in question, you need to have the National Dex. In order to get the National Dex, you have to get into the Hall of Fame. If you have already completed, then it's not much of an issue, but if you really want those tutors and you haven't beaten Fire Red or Leaf Green, good luck with that. It's completely useless to Emerald players too because you can't trade with those games until you get into the Hall of Fame, aka after you've already beaten the Elite Four. Emerald Tutor is useless and Fire Red and Leaf Green are only useful to Ruby and Sapphire. Good luck with that cheating device, I hope it serves you well.
Well, that's true. Plus, most of the Elite Four gives him a few problems too. Sydney has a few grass Pokemon, Glacia has a few water Pokemon, and Drake, well, he has dragons. Dragons are OP.
Again, referring to my point with Ice Beam. Swampert can use Ice Beam on the grass types, and specifically, he can use Ice Beam on the dragon types. Especially the fact that he has Hammer Arm, which he can learn, he can use that against the ice types. Seriously, that's not cherry picking. I don't know what is.
While you're not wrong with your information, there's still an issue. My problem stems from how much information you're bombarding us with on screen with your annotations. With how little of time they are on screen, I have to pause to read it, and when I unpause, if I want your entire thought to flow coherently, I have to rewind a bit. If you have that much information you want to share to help your point, at that point, I recommend adding it to your script and recording those as lines. Annotations shouldn't be used as a second person. It's a little something extra. Or if that doesn't work, make it last longer. Even as a fast reader, I couldn't get everything in one go.
This whole body of water is my hat.
Besides that, it goes even with Brawley and Watson, resists Flannery, and does really well against Norman.
Also, that's really good against most of Steven's Pokemon.
Wait, you just agreed with what he was saying. You couldn't just add to his point. F minus minus, see me after class.
This whole body of water is my hat.
But by the time you encounter those gyms, your team should be well diverse at that point to handle Blaziken's weaknesses. Although Blaziken has the most weaknesses, we felt that it makes up for that by having the most strengths.
Again, alternatives. And like I said, Tropius and Skarmory are screwed against Blaziken. Most preferably Tropius as well, because he gets screwed over by a quad Ice Beam. But then again, you guys haven't even mentioned boost stats in the whole video!
You just missed the fact that they said that you'd have other Pokemon to cover Blaziken's weaknesses, when you'd have other Pokemon to cover the weaknesses if you had picked the other starters too. I know you pointed out earlier in the video how the starters would get by if you had the other Pokemon, but instead of pointing out that huge flaw in their argument here where it would fit better, you focus on Tropius and Skarmory. Go eat deodorant because you stink. The rest of this video is just debunking some other points the two have made than final thoughts. My turn. You repeat yourself a bit too much, dude. I realize that they cherry-picked the information to hell and back, but that could have been saved for the end, maybe bring it up once or twice in particularly bad spots. I'd work on making sure that your lines don't have any flubs in them, as I noticed a few errors here or there too. Oh, and if you go that information heavy again, add it to your script to say. When you make your viewers listen and read at the same time, one of the two isn't going to be stored properly in the brain. It makes sure that the information can actually debunk the point that you're going after. It makes you look like you glossed over the information thinking that you found something that would work, when really it can't live up to the expectations you put upon it. Now that that video is done, I'm gonna go figure out how to kill myself and come back as a skeleton. As well as come up with a new name for myself. Skulldine! No, that's stupid. Brook the Undying! No, that's somehow even worse.